Hi, this is Nicole Cervantes, and I'm going to be presenting my conducting syllabus. I apologize in advance. I'm not the most technologically advanced, so I've just taken screenshots of my syllabus that I'll be going over. So to start off, for the course description, I listed a few of the things that we're going to learn in the course and some of the skills of conducting. And then for teaching and learning methods, a large thing that I talked about here was just that this isn't a lecture class, that it was going to be mainly a hands-on class focused on actually getting up and conducting, doing things, and it's not a sit-down class. For the required text, I chose one called Basic Conducting Techniques, and it's by, I have J there, but I believe it's Joseph Labutta. For the required materials, they would need a conducting baton, colored pencils. The colored pencils are for the intent of score marking. A full-length mirror to be able to see themselves while they conduct and practice, or a recording device is acceptable to watch back the practice. However, that's a little more complicated. And then a notebook to hand in for a practice journal. And then here I have listed some of the aims and objectives. For knowledge, learning about beat patterns, marking scores, and conducting techniques. The skills is the most important part of the knowledge to be obtained because this is a skills-based class. Some of the skills are correct posture and stance, again, beat patterns, the left hand use, prep beats, releases, and then recognizing strengths and weaknesses in conducting, analyzing other professionals, and discussing conducting with the proper terms. So then for the classroom engagement collaboration, I mainly talked about how they would need to be able to discuss in class, that a lot of feedback should be constructive but respectful, because I think that's an issue that should be addressed from the beginning, is that you don't want to tear down other students in your feedback. And then for the attendance policy, I allowed 2 tardies and 0 absences, mostly because it is a skill-based course and there is so much being done within each class that it would just be very difficult to make up. However, I did list so the students were aware that obviously they could come to me or tell me about an absence that they would need, and that would be an excused absence. Then for practice policy, I listed a minimum of 2 hours weekly just by themselves, and then 1 hour weekly with a partner, and that partner would be assigned right at the beginning, the first day of class, and they would choose a date and time where they would be able to practice together. And then also in the practice policy, I talked about the practice journal and what they should be writing in the practice journal. And some of the things that I said should be in the journal are just what they're practicing, for how long, and what they learned during their practice session. Then for the assignments, how it's being graded, conducting evaluations, that's their conducting test where they conduct in front of their peers. That's 50% because I think that should be a majority of their grade. Practice journals 10%, assignments 15%, and tests 25%. And then here's a little calendar. For my calendar, I did the readings a bit bigger so they could see it, and that's highlighted. And then for their assignments, I bolded. And for their evaluations, I did underlining. And I just made all their assignments, readings, and evaluations larger so they could see it. And then what was happening in the class is just a little smaller. And that is